לנו עלינו מעשה ידינו כוננה עלינו מעשה ידינו כוננהו ברכה הצלחה לכל עם ישראל בעזרת השם זיווגים to all those who need here. First of all, I'm very happy to start this shiur בלי נדר. This shiur is going to be every Thursday here in our כולל אור ישראל בעזרת השם. מהקדוש ברוך הוא bless each one of you and each one of the people that listen all over the world. B'siyata dishmaya, this shiur was basically, we don't start the real class today. The real classes will start in a few weeks, B'ezrat Hashem. We are having an idea of doing something big, major, making classes about a very, very holy book by one of the greatest Kabbalists that was in the history, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, zchuto tagen aleinu. He lived almost 500 years ago. He wrote a book called Tomer Devorah. This book is it's a book of miracles. And when I say a book of miracles, I mean it. This book saved the lives of a lot of people. And there is a lot of segulot, there is a lot of power studying this book, especially for healing. And this is the main reason I want to start this cycle of learning the book from the beginning to end in English, to help the world with the, we can say, the most dangerous disease that is basically we have today, which is cancer. And one of the great leaders of the past generation, the Rabbi from Zanz, he said that there is a segula, brings it even from others, that if someone has cancer, chas v'shalom, and they study the book of Tomer Devorah, it's a segula to heal the cancer. Now, since I heard it many, many years ago, I was suggesting it to a lot of people. Yeah, and I need a whole class just to tell you the stories that people told me how this book saved their life. Some of them learn it one time, some of them learn it two times, some people learn it for other people. And we want to learn this book for refuah shlema, for all the people in Am Yisrael that have cancer. And we're going to also dedicate it, and people is going to join, those who have friends, those who are chas v'shalom sick, or they found something chas v'shalom, or anyone from family, from friends that you want to do that for him, or someone wants to do, bring them into those classes. Again, we're starting in a few weeks. It's going to be more known, also online. It's going to be on Zoom. But today is an introduction. Today is an introduction of the introduction of the introduction. We're going to do a few introductions to this book, to this person, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, and we will see a lot of new ideas and things. Also, the book of Tomer Devorah, I have to tell you, it's a book that will make us different people. You're not going to be the same person before you read the book or learn the book, and you're not going to be the same person after you learn the book. It changes your character traits. It changes you as a man, as a woman. It doesn't matter who. It just changes. And that's the beauty of this book, that, today a lot of people, they go to coaches and they go to all those, self-development. This is the biggest, the best self-development you can have in your life. And I mean what I say. B'ezrat Hashem, we will learn it a little bit more deeper. And b'li neder, we ordered, nachon Neria? We ordered books for everybody, half in English, half in Hebrew. So if you're more comfortable with Hebrew, you're going to have it in Hebrew, more comfortable in English. Yeah, B'ezrat Hashem. As yalla, today I want to do an introduction about Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, the rabbi who wrote this book. And I want to take you a little bit to a different time, different area in our history, that I call it if someone would ask me, from all the history, which moment, if you had the chance to go there and to see that place, to see what happened there, I would say, I would not pick to go to a Mount Sinai with all the, excitement. By the way, my soul, I'm sure that was there, because all our souls were there. It says that Even the Gerim, even the people that convert, they were in Mount Sinai. Their souls were in Mount Sinai. All of us were in Mount Sinai. There's even, I saw in one book, he says that if you see a person, first time in your life, and you don't understand why you just hate this guy, with no reason, you just hate him. You just don't feel good with him. So they say that it's because you and him, you are from the same source of soul, and you were standing beside each other in Mount Sinai. It means you're very close. But because you're taking energy and blessing from the same source, your soul kind of don't feel good towards him, because you feel inside as if he takes your parnasa, he takes your energy, because he eats from the same source in heaven that you eat. Anyhow, we were there. But if they would ask me, another generation, you can be in any generation in the history. Yeah, let's say there is a machine, you know those machines in the movies? Yeah, time machines. Yeah, we can take you to one place. You know which place I would want to be? I would want to be in the generation of Arizal, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, the book that we're going to read, and Rabbi Yosef Karo, who wrote the Shulchan Aruch. I would want to be there. And the reason is because in a moment you will understand that those people, what they experience, what they had, and the Torah that they brought to the world is just, it's amazing. This was the generation of the Kabbalists, the generation of the spirituality, of mysticism. And as a person that likes mysticism, I would want to be there. Now, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, he was one of the key people at that generation. We're talking about 450, 470 years ago. Rabbi Moshe Cordovero passed away. He actually passed away before Arizal. You know who's Arizal, right? Arizal, one of the most famous Kabbalists that brought all the Kabbalah that we know today is mainly Arizal. Arizal was in the same generation. Arizal was in the memorial of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero. Okay, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, who wrote this book, Tomer Devorah, that's the name of the book. He was a little bit older than Arizal. And he was in the same generation. By the way, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, before he passed away, he told the student, he passed away very, very young. He was, if I'm not mistaken, 45 years old. 45 or 48 years old, not more than that. And he told his student that he's gonna go to heaven. And they were shocked. They said, listen, who's gonna be our rabbi later? Who's gonna continue teaching us the secrets of Torah, the Kabbalah? So Rabbi Moshe Cordovero told them, don't worry guys. There's gonna be someone coming after me, and it's gonna look like he is teaching you things against me. Means what I taught you, he's gonna teach things that are a little bit sound different. But don't think it's different, it's the same. It just, in my time, I didn't get a permission to be detailed much, and he will have the permission to do so. And how do you know who is the guy? He told them, in my funeral, there's gonna be a cloud that will show where should my grave be. And he will see. He will be the only one who sees that. And Be'emet, in his funeral, everybody wanted to bury Rabbi Moshe Cordovero beside his, family and rabbis in the cemetery in Tzfat. But then Arizal, which nobody knew about him, nobody knew that he's like a big rabbi. He just came to Tzfat. He was in Egypt all those years. He told them, guys, we can't bury him here. There is a cloud there. You see the cloud? We should bury them there. The cloud came down. Everybody looks at him. They don't see any cloud. But he sees. There was one big rabbi there that understood, oh, this is what the Rabbi Moshe Cordovero meant. This is the guy. Then they went all to learn with Arizal, and then all the time of and the information that Arizal revealed. That was his turn. But Rabbi Moshe Cordovero was right before Arizal. Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, he was not just a genius in Kabbalah. Now you have to understand, in Torah, there is 4 levels. 4 levels of learning Torah. What you learn here with Rabbi Kaf, right? Where you learn Gemara? What Gemara you're learning now? איזה גמרא זה עכשיו?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, with Rabbi Yakobov, they learn Baba Metzia. So, you learning different things. This is called Pshat. You know what's Pshat? Pshat is the simple understanding of Torah. Above that, you have another level of learning Torah. It's called Remez. All the numerical value, gematria, hints, remazim, you know. You can learn Torah in another level. It's called Drash, Drashot, understanding from one place to another place and making combinations of. And there is the highest level, it's called Sod. What is Sod?
Secret.
It's a secret. What is the secret? The secret of the Torah. Secrets of Torah, it's called Kabbalah. Why it's called Kabbalah? You know what's the word Kabbalah in Hebrew? Ori. Ekabel. To receive. Who you receive from? From Hashem. Nachon. Aval Kabbalah, it's called Kabbalah because you cannot learn it unless you receive it from someone. This is type of knowledge that if you learn it by yourself, that's not good. You have to receive it from someone. You know why? Because Kabbalah, it's not something you can understand yourself. It's secret. What is secret? Can I say a secret to you? No. If I tell you a secret, it's not a secret anymore. How can you tell a secret? And to make sure that it's continue to be a secret, Chazan.
You don't tell it to nobody.
Yeah, but let's say I want to transfer the secret to you, but I want it to stay a secret. How do I do that?
Don't tell it to nobody.
So, but I don't transfer it to you, and then the secret's gonna be gone because if I'm gonna go to Olam Haba, that's it. The secret is gone. I have a secret. I want to transfer the secret to you, but I want it to stay a secret.
You gotta decode it.
Decode it. יפה מאוד. So, what do? Kabbalah is basically telling hints that you receive from someone, and then you yourself understands the secret, but he didn't tell you the secret. He just told you all around to get the secret yourself. Okay? This is the deep concept of Kabbalah. Now, that's why Kabbalah, not everybody can learn. Now, in Kabbalah, there's a lot of sections. Kabbalah has a section of mysticism, which is the most interesting section. That's talking about something called practical Kabbalah. Yeah, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, he has a book. It's called Girushim Malachim, a book of angels. In that book, it teaches you like every angel. What is that angel? What can he do? How can you connect with that angel? You know, there were people that were using angels for different things. This is called practical Kabbalah. We're not always allowed to do such a thing. But if you know how God created the world in a way that there is an angel that corresponds to everything. There's the angels of trees, there's the angel of sea, and if we know the names of the angels and the way how to approach them with their language, we can give them missions. Also demons. There's bad angels. And that's something that, for example, is not allowed to do. A lot of people that used to do black magic back in the days, they used to use the demons and send them to do bad to someone. So Kabbalah, he's talking about all this. He's teaching you this. Now he teaches you obviously for good, not to use it for bad. That's why a lot of people say, don't learn Kabbalah when you're young, don't teach Kabbalah to everyone, because if they study this type of Kabbalah, what happens? And they start to practice it, and they start to use it for their own benefit. Not just going crazy. First of all, you are doing something that Kabbalah don't like. Kabbalah is all about being here for others. Kabbalah teaches us to be close to God. To be close to God, you have to be a giver. But if you become the receiver, I just want to use Kabbalah for my own things, to get people do what I want, to get more money, to get more this, to get more that, to tell the angels to do something to someone. If you use it for egoism, for yourself, so that's the opposite of what Kabbalah came for. And there, the angels can get control on you. And somebody can harm you.
And go crazy.
And people sometimes they go crazy because they go into the world of mysticism and they don't follow the rules, and they went to places that we shouldn't. Now, of course, obviously, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero is not going to take us there, but he's going to teach us the principles of Kabbalah, which are very, very interesting. And it's also something that we all need. Do you know Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said in the Zohar that, we all want Mashiach. Moshe, Mashiach now. You were in 770 now in New York or no? No, you didn't go?
גם הייתי בקווינס, אבל לא הלכתי.
בעזרת השם, next time. So we want Mashiach. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, no problem, I have a recipe for Mashiach. You want a recipe for Mashiach? Mashiach will come when the world will learn the ways of God. What is the ways of God? It's the learning of Kabbalah. B'ayi chibura, ipkun migaluta berachamim. I just quoted you the Zohar. The Zohar says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, because of your teachings, what is Zohar? It's Kabbalah. Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, Arizal, they explain the Kabbalah, the Zohar. Because of this book, you will come out of exile. What is coming out of exile? Mashiach. How? Berachamim. What is Rachamim? With mercy. We can go out of exile not with mercy. Imagine World War III. You know, if there's going to be World War III, it's going to be an atomic world. 100%. Why Trump now have a problem with, he says every day, Iran not going to have a nuclear weapon. Why? Because he knows if they're going to have a nuclear weapon, that's it. Crazy people with crazy weapons, they can do bad. But, technology goes and, people, at the end, they're going to get there. This is the way how Mashiach Chas v'Shalom will come, not with mercy. But here we have the joker. We can change everything. What is the joker? Zohar, Kabbalah. If we will learn Kabbalah, Kadosh Baruch Hu promised, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, you will come out of the exile. Mashiach will come, how? Rachamim. Rachamim. Will come berachamim. Yefeh. So, us doing this shiur, Rabotai, this is a different type of shiur. It's not, it's going to be different. Okay, put your seatbelts. I'm serious. This is a different type of we have three types of soul. What's the names of three types of soul? Rami? You didn't learn it in Kita Aleph in grade 1? Nobody learned it in grade 1. Unfortunately, even in grade 12, we don't teach you that. The anatomy of the soul, we have three. Your soul is built from three levels. One is called Nefesh. Where is the Nefesh, Chazan? Where is the Nefesh located? Bakaved, Yafeh, in the liver. The blood, the Nefesh is in the blood. That's the most lower part of your soul. This part is in charge of you eating, sleeping, doing all the, mundane, everyday things. All the instincts. The subconscious mind, all those things that automatically in your body, it's in charge of the Nefesh. Then you have the Ruach. Where is the Ruach? In the heart. What is the Ruach in charge of? of the emotions. Love, hate, happy, sad, all the emotions, angry, all those emotions that we have. And then the Ruach, this is the Ruach, and then the Neshama. Where's the Neshama? In the brain, right between the two brains. You have your Neshama. Your Neshama is in charge of the intellect. So you can learn Torah that are in the level of Nefesh, which is very low, very practical, very down to earth. You can learn Torah that is a little bit more emotions, a little bit more higher, more spiritual. But you can learn the Torah that is this spiritual. This is Kabbalah. This is for the brain. This is what we're going to do in this shiur, B'ezrat Hashem. So this is Rabbi Moshe Cordovero. This man, he spent all his life learning the Zohar. He has a 22-volume book. 22 volume. Again, he's 45 years old, passed away. You know how many books he had? Only a commentary on the Zohar, he has 22-volume book. People in 45 years, they barely write one, maybe. And also this, they use ChatGPT today. The ChatGPT writes you the book. Someone told me, Rabbi, you know how many books I can write? I said, you don't understand, ChatGPT, you put this, that, it does everything for you, you put your name, that's it, you go. Soon people will say they will become rabbis, Yeah, they're going to publish books like this. Yeah, soon, we'll see. The world was going to change. That's it. The world is going to change. Aval, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, no books, no ChatGPT. Back in the days, they even didn't have so many books to write from, to copy or 22 volumes. More than that, he has book Tomer Devorah that we're gonna start. This is one of the small books that he has a book Pardes Rimonim. This is one of the most beautiful Kabbalah books that exist. He talks there about the secret of the world. He talks about things that people didn't talk about. For example, he has a whole chapter about colors. You don't see it in regular books. He talks about every color. He tells you the color, how does the color affect you? Imagine, you know that if you wake up in the morning, you put a green shirt, or you put a black shirt, or you put a blue shirt, it changes your energy, changes your mood, changes the thing, how people think about you. He explains that.
How long is it going to take us to study so much?
Don't worry, Shai. I'm gonna take you above time. Yeah.
I'm already 60. I have only 60 more years.
I don't believe you that you're 60. So the Torah of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, Rabotai, that's one of the proofs. He only lived 45 years. Even his student says, we don't understand how he wrote so much in such a. But you know what? HaKadosh Baruch Hu do miracles. Also to us. Logically, sometimes you think, okay, how much I can learn? How much time I have? No. Sometimes if Hashem Be'emet wants and He sees that you're serious, He will put you above time. Above time. There is a lot of rabbis that they swear in their books. He says, what I'm writing right now, it's not me writing. It's my pen writes very, very fast, and I have no control on this. They got this type of miracles. You understand? So Rabbi Moshe Cordovero was one of them. So he lived in the time of Arizal. And in the time of Arizal, now just a little bit of information, okay? I'm telling you names. I hope you will remember those names. It's very, very key people to know. As a Jew, The rabbi of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero. You know, every rabbi, if you want to know if he is a good rabbi, first question you should ask him, who is your rabbi? There's one guy, I'm not going to say his name, became like famous, you know, on YouTube and stuff. Today is, the more followers you have in YouTube, the bigger rabbi you are. Unfortunately, that's how people, Maran YouTube. Unfortunately, that's our generation. Yeah. I went to, when it was yesterday. Yesterday, yes, someone came to my shiur, to my 2 days ago, someone came to my synagogue. First time. And he sees me. No, so now he knows me from YouTube, he watches me for like years. And he goes to my father, he doesn't know that it's my father. And he goes to my father and says, this guy is a very big rabbi. Very big rabbi. So my father says, it's my son, what do you mean?
Tell me about it.
Now why do you think it's a big rabbi? Not a big rabbi, just, he has a lot of followers on YouTube. For him it's a big rabbi. You understand? So there's a guy now, has the followers on YouTube, and he makes classes and he makes this. And he says things that are not correct. It says things that are against the...
To say the least.
Huh?
To say the least, it's worse than that.
Yeah. So, one time, so people ask me, Rabbi, do you know this guy, this rabbi? Can I listen to him? Then, so it happened to me that once I met him. And Bemet, he's speaking things that are not, Bemet, you see, like, what are you talking? Like, things that are not. So I asked him, tell me, who's your rabbi? And he couldn't answer me. So then I understood, that's it. You're done. It means that you yourself basically bring those ideas. You don't accept it from someone else. You don't have someone that you look to. Source. So it means that you think you're the Mashiach. Huh? It's my Torah. It's my ideas. No, I learn it from books. No. Who is your rabbi? Who checks that you're doing everything well? Nobody. So you know that you cannot trust this guy. No, I listen to this. Who is your rabbi? So Rabbi Moshe Cordovero. Need to see who is rabbi. Who is rabbi? Who was his rabbi? His rabbi, by the way, was his also brother-in-law. He got married to the sister of his rabbi. Who was his rabbi? You all know him, but you don't know him. You don't know the name, but you know what he did. There is a very, very famous song that we say every Shabbat. Most people in the world really like this song. It's called Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi, Dikrat Kala. Who wrote the song? It's a tzaddik named Rabbi Shlomo El-Kabetz. He was one of those rabbis in Tzfat, in that area, that time. Rabbi Shlomo El-Kabetz, he also have a lot of other books. He has a commentary on Agadah Shel Pesach, he has a commentary on Shir HaShirim, he has different commentaries, he has a Manot HaLevi, he has different books. Genius. Big Kabbalist. He was the rabbi of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero in Kabbalah. But Rabbi Moshe Cordovero didn't have only rabbi in Kabbalah, he also had rabbi in Halacha. What is Halacha? Halacha is the laws of Torah. Huh? Rules of Torah. FML. What's your name? Netanel. Rules of Torah. Who was his rabbi? The one that each one of us would want to have as a rabbi. The person who wrote the book of laws, Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Yosef Karo. He also lived at that generation in the same city. Rabbi Yosef Karo, he taught Rabbi Moshe Cordovero to be a rabbi. When did Rabbi Moshe Cordovero become a rabbi? You know what age? 18. 18, he was already a dayan.
That's the one that they made him look like 70?
No. This is in the Gemara.
That's another.
Okay. 18 years old, he was already that. He has one book, Elima, Rabati. He wrote this book when he was 27 years old. Kabbalah book, very, very deep. Okay, different times. Aval, he had a rabbi. Who was his rabbi? Rabbi Shlomo Alkabetz. Now look what happened with Rabbi Shlomo Alkabetz. Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, the one that we're talking about. He had a small book, it's called Sefer Girushim. The book of Girushim. Now the word Girushim, what is that? Uri, מה זה גירושים? לא עליך, שתתחתן ולא יהיה גירושים בעזרת השם. תגיד אמן. אבל יפה, גירושים is not just divorce.
יש שתי פירושים.
מה הפירוש השני?
לגרש.
יפה, to eliminate, right? To go out. לגרש את עצמך. So that's actually, this book doesn't talk about divorce. This book talking about eliminate, take yourself out of everybody else. And Rabbi Shlomo Alkabetz, the rabbi of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, he taught him a technique of getting information from heaven, new insights of Torah and secrets, by separating yourself from everybody. And they would do it every day. They had certain days during the week that they eliminate themselves from everybody. They went out to the field when there's nobody there. They were sitting all day doing meditation. I'll explain in a moment how. And they would get insights, and they would get like a Holy Spirit that talks to them and tells them new ideas. Each one of us can do that also, by the way. Go find a quiet place. So how does it build? Rabbi Shlomo Alkabetz taught him, he told him that if you take one sentence, one pasuk, let's say from the Torah, and you repeat it again, and again, and again, and again, and you think about the same sentence again and again and again a lot of times, you know what's going to happen at the end? After you do it a lot of times? Different ideas from heaven will be sent to your mind about this sentence. You get something will open to you. Could be like different numerical values and different things. Because you meditate on the same thing again and again and again and again. The power of repetition is a very, very strong power. It's one of the strongest things that exists in this world. When you repeat something again and again, you give it more power, more power, more power, more power. יפה. כן, הוא מראה בקיאות רבה. You repeat it again and again and again and again and again. What happens?
It becomes a memory.
Something opens. Something new opens in that area. And by the way, this is the secret of Bilaam. You know what's the secret of Bilaam? I'll tell you a secret, blow your mind. It's Parashat Shavua soon. There were two people, Bilaam and Balak. They wanted to destroy our nation. Both of them went. Balak was talking to Bilaam because Bilaam was a very spiritual guy. He knew spiritual techniques, how to basically curse people, how to do black magic and different things.
What's black magic?
And it's black magic means prohibited magic. It's a magic that we don't do. Okay? And I'm calling Rabbi. Balak. אולי הרב באיזה גלגול מאיפה אני יודע. Balak, he says to Bilaam, listen, I'll pay you a lot of money. Go, take care of this nation, make sure they are destroyed. Do it spiritual, because physically I know they just fought with Amalek. They killed all of them. Am Yisrael was so strong after we came out of Egypt, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was with us. Moshe Rabbeinu puts his hands up, Amalek lose. We had like, Balak saw it from the side. He says, well, those guys are like this, spiritually, they can fight with everyone. So if they go with the spiritual power, we're going to go against them with the spiritual power. I gave a phone call to Bilaam HaRasha. He's our spiritual guy, and he's going to take care of them. Okay, Bilaam tells him, listen, no problem. I want your money. I also don't like this nation. But, at the end of the day, I can be spiritual till tomorrow. There is God in the world. And if God doesn't give me the okay, I cannot do anything. But let's see. The way how Bilaam says it to Balak, he says, לא אוכל לעשות גדולה או קטנה. I can't help you to do big or small unless I get the permission from above. Comes the Ben Ish Chai and asks a question. Moshe, listen to this question, Moshe. Say it in Shulchan Shabbat. Come the Ben Ish Chai and ask a question. What does that mean you cannot do big or small? What big? What small? He asked you to destroy the Jewish nation spiritually somehow, that they're not going to exist. You answer him, listen, I cannot do big or small unless I get a... What big or small? Nobody asks you big or small. What is big or small? Comes the Ben Ish Chai and explained, okay, not everything is written in the Torah. But what really Balak asked Bilaam to do is there is a certain technique that works with repetition, that if you do that, you can destroy someone or you can bless someone. How is that? It's making him small or big. It's not making him, it's making his name. So each one of us, we have a name, right? Your name is Moshe, your name is Yosef, Rachamim, Nachon, Netanel, Chazan. Actually, it's not your name.
Bon.
Sagiv. Sagiveu Geda Shemi. So each one of us, we have a name. Now look, I can make your name smaller, I can make your name bigger. How?
Repeating your name.
How can I make your name smaller?
Adding
Huh?
a letter.
Blemish.
Smaller.
Blemish.
Huh? Now look, your name is Rachamim. If I say Rachamim, Chamim, Mim, Im, M.
Take your words.
What did I do to you?
Take our letters.
Huh?
You trimmed it.
You took our letters.
And if now I'm gonna do the opposite because I don't want to damage you. If I say Ra, Rach, Rachem, Rachami, Rachamim, what did I do now?
Blessed.
Yeah? Nachman Meuman. Yafeh. Now you guys understand the secret also of Nachman.
That's it.
Shalom Aleichem Tzaddik.
Uman Rosh Hashanah.
Baruch Hashem. You understand how you make it small or big, Uri?
Get over Rosh Hashanah.
Yafeh. As if you do, says Balak to Bilaam, you are spiritual, you have all the power. Do me a favor, take the name of Israel and make it smaller. Take the letters away slowly, again, and again, with the power of repetition, and destroy this nation for me, please. If you have an intention on someone, and you take his name, and you make it shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, like that, the way I just explained it to you, you cut his mazal. And if you have a spiritual level, you can even kill the guy. To that extent. I'm not giving you an idea to do, please, okay? Guys, it's not a practical Kabbalah here.
So what are you trying to say?
No, especially the Kafkazis guys here. Don't use it. Aval, you can use the opposite. The Ben Ish Chai says, what happens in one day you wake up in the morning and everything goes the wrong way? Work doesn't go. Wife don't find. Mood, I don't have a mood. Health, I want to raise my mazal. How can you raise your mazal? Take your name and start to build it up, make it bigger. Your name is Moshe, so say Mosh Moshe. Mosh Moshe. Mosh Moshe. Mosh Moshe. Mosh Moshe. Say it 100 times. You know what's going to happen to you? You grow your mazal, you grow mazal, you grow mazal, you grow mazal. Now there is another way to do it. You want to learn another way to do it? It's called מילוי.
שיודעים?
יש לנו פה רוח לשי?
לא.
We need to get one. Okay, I'll get we'll get one. You know what's מילוי? Who knows Hebrew here? Raise your hand. Okay, half of the people.
על היודעים והין וכל זה.
Joe knows, he just does it, he's humble. Doesn't want to say.
He pretends not to know, Joe.
Okay, guys. In Hebrew, we have something called milui. What is milui? Filling. What filling? Filling what? Filling the letter. Yeah.
You know, when my parents called me Shai, my grandfather's name was Shabtai. So what they did, they took the first and the last letter.
Yafeh.
They made it Shai.
Nice.
But now you say no, you need to fill it
Yeah,
up.
but that's what they call it. So this is your name. Aval, look. Milui is, let's say I take the letter Yud. Everybody knows how Yud looks like, right? Even Joe knows. Joe knows everything. He's just humble. I'm sorry that I'm telling everybody your level, that you're humble. But Yud is the small letter, right? Now, how do you feel the Yud? Yud, technically in Hebrew, is built from 3 letters. Why? Yud. Yud, Vav, and Dalet. Right? So this is the big form. It's called feeling in Hebrew. Milui. That's the big form of Yud. Netanel, אתה הבנת? What's your name, this guy there? Those 2 guys? No, you. Yair and? Eliab, your brothers? No. Okay, Yair and Eliab. Eliab, did you understand that? Yud. It's Yud, Vav, Dalet. Okay? Now, what's the milui of Shin? Amir, temale li ta Shin. What is the milui of Shin? Shin. Shin, Yud, Nun. The way you hear, Shin. If you would need to write the way that you pronounce, Shin, Yud, Nun. Right? If we will feel the letter Nun, what is the feeling of the letter Nun?
Nun, Vav, Nun.
Nun, Vav, Nun. Right? So, those, so milui, it's expanding your name. So imagine now you take a piece of paper and you write your name. For example, you write Rami, okay? And then you filling your name. So Reish is Reish Yud Shin. And Mem is Mem Mem. And Yud is Yud Vav Daled. So you just took your name, and what did you do to your name? You expanded. Now you can do milui of the milui. You know what's the milui of the milui? אמיר, אתה תופס ראש או שאתה לא תופס ראש?
למלא את המלא.
מילוי of מילוי. No, so you take רמי, ריש, יוד, שין, נכון? מם, מם, יוד, וו, דלת. Now you take the ריש and you feel the ריש. And then the yud and you feel the yud. You can expand it to more and more and more. Now what's happening when you do that practically, when you write it down? You know what you're doing to yourself? You're expanding your power, you're expanding your mazal. And if you take this piece of paper and then you read it, Reish Mem Yud, Reish Yud Shin, you expand your mazal, you make yourself bigger, you make yourself more successful, you make $1 million. Zot Hashem.
Canadian or the...
Doesn't matter. Depends where you live.
It's different for $1 million, $1 million.
Doesn't matter.
You understand how you make your life better? You expand your mazal. How do you decrease your mazal, chas v'shalom? Doing the opposite. Take the name and make it short. By the way, I had once a lecture about it. I don't know if I did it in English, but I did it in Russian. That there is a Kabbalistic technique to get rid of diseases like this. For example, if you have a disease, if you take the name of that disease in Hebrew, Because the name of the disease, Rav Pinto say, brings it from Kabbalah, the name of the disease is the name of the angel that is in charge of that disease. The name of it in Hebrew. So let's say you take the name cancer, right? And you take this name and you just shorten it again and again and again and again and again. The power of repetition. Sartan, ratan, tan, sartan, ratan, tan, and you say it again and again and again. And you know what you're doing to the cancer? You're killing the cancer. There's a way of healing like this. So go back to Bilaam. Says Balak to Bilaam, Bilaam, please take the name of Am Yisrael with your intentions, with your kavanot, shorten it and destroy this nation, please. Thank you. Bilaam says, I cannot do small or big unless I get a permission from above. Now you understand why he said small or big? But this all was not written. The Ben Ish Chai explained this. I cannot do small or big. I cannot do this technique. So, but this small or big is working only when you're doing repeating it. So Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, he was going outside, Girushim. He wrote a book. It's called the Book of Girushim. He wrote all those insights that he got when he was outside in the field, repeating again and again and again. Every day he took one pasuk, one phrase of Torah, he repeats it, and he gets insights. Chidushim. He gets new openings, secrets from above. Why? Because you repeat the same thing and nobody disturbs you. Today we cannot do it. You know why? Because you have phones. Every second you're disturbed. You don't have this quiet. You understand? Even now, you listen to the shiur, you think you're focused on the shiur. If your phone is on, you are 30% less focused. You know why? Because you know that any second someone can call me. And something in your subconscious mind is on a hikon. You know what's a hikon? How do you say hikon? On alert. So you cannot be fully focused. You understand? I had a guy comes to me, Rabbi, you don't understand what's happened to me. I says, what? He says, I pray on Shabbat. There's no phones on Shabbat. He says, and I feel my phone is ringing. I feel it's ringing, but it's not ringing. It's at home. I said, you see your subconscious mind even take the phone on Shabbat.
I used to hear it ringing also.
Yeah.
Not vibrating, ringing.
Yeah. Or ringing or vibrating. He says, I feel the vibrate. And a lot of people, they have
My
it.
phone's always quiet because of that. I hate it.
Now, can you explain it to me? How's that? How does that happen?
I have good medication for you.
You know why? It's because shows exactly what I just said. That your subconscious mind is not fully focused on what you do because it has a certain percentage in the phone. Even on Shabbat, because you're so used to it. That's why people, the biggest number one addiction in our generation, you know what is that? It's phone. It's an addiction. I once said in my shul, there's people that are doing fasts. Fast for fixing your sins and this. You do fast 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, that.
The whole year.
Yeah, some people, they came up with a new idea. It's called a Ta'ani Dibu. It's a fast of speak. They say that if you do a fast of speech, means to not talk only Divrei Torah, it's few times higher than a fast of not eating food and drinking. And it's true.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's harder. And I came with a new idea. This is my idea.
Yeah.
You know what's my idea? And don't touch the phone 1 day. Fast of phone is higher than both of them.
Who's the rabbi?
Where's my rabbi? This is my idea. It's not written anywhere. But you know why? Because it goes by the hardship. How hard is it for you? People today, for them, it's easier to not eat a whole day than not be with the phone the whole day. נכון, נתנאל? You approved it? 100%.
The business before.
WhatsApp.
100%. So, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, Rabotai, not just that he didn't have a phone, this is for sure, but he said in his level, in his generation, being around people is also being disturbed. He wanted a complete. You know, my rabbi, I have a rabbi. My rabbi, he lives in Israel. Every few months, he and few friends, you know what they do? They go to the desert. In Israel, you have the Negev, the Midbar Yehuda, all those places there. It's a desert. Desert means they have nothing there. They have someone that lives there. He has like electricity and stuff, but they're in the desert. There's complete silence there. Isolation. For 3-4 days, no phones, no connection to the world.
For 2 hours?
No, for a few days. Only learning Torah, being with God, talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know how energetic he comes out of there? You know what a level? Do you know what's going to happen soon? You know who's going to be the most smart, successful, strong people in the world? Jews. You know why? Because we're going to be the only nation in the world that control ourselves to the level that at least 1 day a week we don't touch the phone. We're not addicted to the phone. It's a power. It's a power. Maybe we don't see that now so much. Already we start to see, but to be disconnected. You know how much peace of mind you get at that moment, at that Shabbat, that 24 hours?
Absolutely.
מתי אנחנו מסיימים את השיעור?
9:45.
10 דקות.
So let's give Chaz another 5 minutes, you know, it's tired.
לא, עכשיו הוא הוריד את הזה, נהיה לו יותר קל.
אוקיי. שר הטבעות. אוקיי. That's going to be your nickname from now. Okay.
That's a good one.
So this is Rabbi Moshe Cordovero. He wrote a book about all those insights. Why? Clarity. This is. It's not just in Torah. You want to be great in Torah, in spirituality. You need this quiet. You need this quiet. But I'll tell you more than that. In your house, you know what is the number one thing that destroys families, destroys the relationships of husbands and wife and parents with their kids?
The phone.
It's the phone. Number one.
The phone's on TV.
I heard a story from a tzaddik rabbi in Israel, Rabbi Sharabani, שזכותו תגן על בחור, רבי, באמת, צדיק. כן. I heard a story from him once. He said that he had a couple in his community. They came to him. That's a rabbi with divorce. We can't get along. We can't. It's hard. We don't understand each other. We don't this. The rabbi was sitting with him 2 hours to understand what's the source, what's the you have a family, kids, everything. Just destroy it because you cannot get along. Let's find a way. At the end, he understood. He understood in himself. The problem is they just addicted to the phone, both of them. So they come home, they don't really connect. Mm-hmm. So of course, obviously, every day you become more far from one each other. So there's no connection, So he told them, okay, let's try the last thing. They said, Rabbi, whatever you say, okay, this is our last chance. Whatever you say, we do. He told them, I want you 2 hours a day in the evening time. Let's say from 8 to 10. 2 hours. Phone is disconnected. Fully. What? Yes. But what's the connection? He says, there is please, I'm the rabbi. Listen to what I say. You want to help? Yes. No, Baksha. This is my suggestion. 2 hours. But doesn't matter, you don't touch it. They look at each other and says, okay. Now, they say okay, but in the heart okay. The rabbi doesn't come to the house, So then the rabbi told the women, and if you touch the phone in those 2 hours, what's the fine? She says, what do you mean fine? She says, okay, I need, we have yetzer hara, we have evil inclination, What's going to be the fine? She says, I don't know. He says, okay, if you touch the phone in those 2 hours, even one time, you have to finish the whole Tehillim. You know how much time it takes to finish the whole Tehillim?
1 hour and a half. At least 3 hours.
2 hours and a half. Depends how you read, yeah.
Depending how fast you read.
2 hours.
1 hour and a half.
She's like looking at the rabbi, says, and you are going to be the witness. He says to the husband. She says, okay. If I touch the phone in those hours, I have to finish the whole Tehillim. And then he says that you too also. Same thing to you. Finish the whole Tehillim. No problem. They accept it on themselves. He says 1 week later. I told him to call me 1 week later. They call him and says, Rabbi, miracle. Miracle. Things are a lot better than it was.
How many times they finish the Tehillim?
No, they didn't. Baruch Hashem. It's hard to finish the Tehillim. They didn't want to mess with that. Different life. You understand what is different life? They get to know each other. They get to speak to each other.
Connection.
Yeah. House is more happy. You understand? So I don't tell you 2 hours. I tell you in the shiur. Without fines. Shai. When we have here in this kollel, Rabotai, we have an opportunity of telling HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono Shel Olam, I dedicate 1 hour or 2 hours of my life, 1 hour and a half of my life to you once a day. I want to give it fully. I want to be fully in you, fully in the Torah. You know what is that? You know HaKadosh Baruch Hu appreciates that. 100%. Also, it's your abilities of focus. You know why in our generation a lot of people have ADHD.
Electronics.
My grandmother time there was no ADHD. Everybody was okay. Huh? That's it. Yeah. You're given one smack. There's no ADHD anymore. That's it. Huh? What happened? Everybody is HDD. I'm HDD. I'm HDD. Everybody HDD. The whole class is HDD. The teacher is also HDD.
That's the problem.
Okay, go home.
The teacher.
Yeah.
Everyone needs medications.
You understand? There's no H, there's no D, and there's no H, and there's no D. There's only you disturb yourself all the time. You're not getting to focus on one thing for a long time, and then you get those problems. We call it in Hebrew, Yeshcha Kotzim. You know what's Kotzim?
Thorns.
You have thorns. What is thorns? Every time I need to, I have to be disturbed. Hello, Neshama, focus on one thing for 1 hour. I want to see. You can do it. Just work on it. Phone doesn't let us. Doesn't give it to us. And then we have ADHD. You tell your wife, I'm ADHD. Don't do that. Everybody.
But it's our fault.
It became an excuse.
It's our fault.
Huh?
Before Corona, we used to tell the kids, don't go on phone. Corona
As of the
started-
kids, start with yourself.
Yeah. But until Corona,
Start
we
with
don't
yourself.
go on the phone.
Ribono Shel Olam, you have it to call it 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. Shtabach Shimcha La'ad Malkenu. רמי? יכול או לא יכול?
הכל יכול.
אתה גבר או שאתה לא גבר?
הכל בראש.
You know Rabbi Salman Mutzafi is the father of Rabbi Ben Zion Mutzafi, big Kabbalist of the last generation. He was telling his wife, and he was telling himself, once a day he goes to learn Torah for 2 hours with Rabbi Shaul Dweck HaKohen, was one of the big Kabbalists. Rabbi Shaul Dweck told him, listen, you want to learn with me? I'm learning, I'm in the mood as if I am 50 meters down the earth, down the ground. No reception, No people. I am dead for 2 hours. Tell your wife you're dead for 2 hours every day. And we can learn. Why? Because if we learn and I spend my time on you, I want you to be fully focused. And he got to very high levels. You have questions, Amir?
Niet.
חדשו. אז בעזרת השם יתברך, מהקדוש ברוך הוא bless all of us, בזכות of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, we'll start our session, our in few weeks, בעזרת השם. בלי נדר, I will be coming every Thursday. If I'm not in town, which happens a lot of time, unfortunately, someone else will come and stand with me, בעזרת השם. אבל when we're going to start the actual Tomer Devorah book, it's going to be B'ezrat Hashem in a few weeks. Everybody's going to get the books, and B'ezrat Hashem, I'm very excited. I hope you also.
Every Thursday we're doing this?
Every Thursday, Rabotai, B'ezrat Hashem, and there's going to be shawarma, it's not going to be shawarma. Yefeh. So the shawarma with the Tomer Devorah, it's going to mix very good together, B'ezrat Hashem. ברכה, הצלחה, בריאות איתנה ונהי רצון בזכות Rabbi Moshe Cordovero and the book of Tomer Devorah, הקדוש ברוך הוא will give רפואה שלמה. All the people that have the מחלה ארורה, בעזרת השם, הקדוש ברוך הוא will take it away from them. And all of us will be protected and healthy. ברוך אדוני לעולם. אמן ואמן. רבי